What's sound, man? CryptoGeezy, we back in here. And you know what? You know what I do? I let the person introduce themselves. Go ahead and introduce yourself, homie.
Man, Trinity Team, aka George Thomas, man. My brother called me. I'm here. No questions. Whatever he need.
So for the people that they do know. We know they know. For the little people that don't know, who are you?
I'm George Thomas. I'm the brother of Steve Thomas. So Steve Thomas was killed by C Murder and his crew.
C-Murder from the CP3. I'm with these thugs. They rap just like me. We kick it like this. Busting, we know I don't miss. Bourbon Street, New Orleans.
Okay. How's your family doing right now? Let's talk about that.
It's bittersweet, bro. Since Dude case got affirmed, they at peace, at ease, because they got some form of justice. But the situation as a whole made my daddy sick. So my dad is battling with terminal illness, bro. And I think from a spiritual standpoint, that comes from unforgiveness. So when you got bitter, anger, hatred in your heart, and I know too because I used to have it, it eats you up from the inside. So until you learn to let that go and let God, that stuff gets you. Now I don't know what it's like to lose a child. God forbid. I hope and pray I never know what that feels like. But for the people that did lose a child that I know, they say it's like living with an amputation. Like you lost your arm, you lost your leg. You never get over it, but you learn how to move without that body part. And for my dad, I felt like Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible, and I don't know if you know the story. Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel went to him. It was like God say, repent, show God's people favor and love. Nebuchadnezzar wouldn't do it. He hardened his heart. So God made him lose his mind. So he chained himself up, and until he actually repented, he was stuck in that state of mind. So that's how I feel with the bitterness and the anger and hatred. And for me, I think that's what happened to my dad, like the unforgiveness part, because he mourned himself behind my little brother.
That's deep. Okay. Oh, if you don't mind me asking, how old are your parents?
Pops is 75, and mom's is 10 years younger, 65.
Okay. Would you say that they're getting along financially, or do you feel they in need of support?
No, I think in their old age they okay, but everybody will always be in need of support. And I say that because I want your audience to know my parents, it's never about the money. It was never about the money for them. Dude and them could have offered $10 billion. My mama would have said no because she would have felt as if she accepting blood money. I, as their child, is the one that's saying need to do the right thing and pay them because of the ailments with my parents, and they should be comfortable. So whether that's in a home, whether that's somebody coming out and taking care of them, whatever the case. So that's why I'm an advocate for that, and the fact that my little brother, in my opinion, was on the way to stardom. So you took something from us that never formed. So because he never got a chance to show his potential or go through that stuff, you robbed the family of that. So I think you should pay for that, and that's my opinion. So again, not speaking for my parents, I'm speaking for myself.
And as of right now, what's the status of the payments? How's that?
Dude still he filed for bankruptcy. So what happened last year, and I don't know if you are aware. So this is the first time that I probably will say this on camera. So last year I had a meeting with NAACP and their attorney guy, Ron Haley. So we talk about the money situation. He told me that he wasn't aware that my parents wasn't paid, and that the bank account is not the same as little spill. So let's assume I'm a jackass. Excuse my language, and he really didn't know that they didn't get what they were owed, whatever the case. So then he comes back and tells me, okay, well, how about if we give them 200 grand? So that's an insult to me. That's a slap in the face. Not bragging, but I make six figures myself at a regular job.
Right.
So 200 grand is really accepting something that's going to cause more pain. So the reason I say give them what they owe for their initial one, it still won't bring my brother back, but like I said, it'll help them in their old age. And again, my parents never brought up the money situation. I did because I'm not camera shy.
Right. And what would you, since you brought it up, what do you feel is the right amount to make things, feel equal or feel better?
Yeah, so nothing's gonna bring my brother back. I agree with my mom in that aspect. But whatever the courts awarded them, the 2.1 mil, 2.3 mil, I don't know the exact amount, but whatever it was, give them what they owe.
Okay. How was your upbringing? Was you raised by both of your parents?
Yeah, so mama and daddy was always in a picture, but daddy wasn't home. And what I mean by that, he a workaholic, and that's where I get that from. So you work 2, 3 jobs. That's what daddy did coming up. So mama like took care of the household. So even when we lived uptown, people always say, "Oh, you don't act like the traditional uptown dude," whatever that means. Because I had a mama and daddy in the house, and I know
Right.
how to act, and they were big on education. So daddy got the money together and moved us across the river, and that's what it was.
Right. Are you the oldest of you and your brother, or was he the oldest, or is there any more siblings?
No, so I have an older brother. My older brother is not. Um, he don't like the internet stuff, so he got the way that most of the guys his age think, that they don't want to get on the internet, that is for youngsters, or that they telling on themselves, whatever the case. But I promote positivity, so that's what I'm here for.
So the conversations you having with him, how do you think he feel?
I think he listens. So I always say I spill, and he appreciates that I get on as a representative uh, of the family, and he just want to make sure that I don't get on here and say anything out of bounds or something that's gonna cause chaos, so to speak.
Okay. How was your relationship with Steve, your brother? Was it close, or was just the younger brother that was always in the way?
Yeah, we didn't get closer till we got older. So when we were smaller, it's always brotherly fights and like the little stuff. So as I got older, then we became closer because I saw him like want to follow in the way that I was headed, and I ain't like that because I wanted him to like be better than me.
Can you give us a story that gives the people the insight of your brother's character, Steve?
Yeah, man, Playboy, man, remind me
Uh,
of a Darwin, Chopper style.
okay.
So they was close too for the people that don't know. That's why it shocked me when dude signed to No Limit. And I ain't here to count his pockets either, but
Right.
uh, the baby bangs, the curls, you know how it was in the city during that era. So
Right.
that was Steve, heavy on the girls. I mean, a young age, like 11, 12, 13. Yeah, man, real Playboy type. So the image that they try to give him, not with this situation, but in general, saying he was thugging and toting ladders and switches, and I don't know that because I
Right.
was gone. You know what I mean?
Did he leave kids? Did he have kids before he
No,
left? No
no
kids.
babies. Yeah,
Okay. Where were you when you heard about the news about your brother?
and Leavenworth in the pen.
Yeah. And how did that was when the chaplain came, huh?
Yeah.
That visit. Okay. Um, Back then when you were focused on were you focused on getting revenge to avenge your brother?
Yeah, of course, because you young, you hot head. That's all you think about, and you hear a million stories. Because I really didn't know the truth. So everybody that come in after me during that time got a story of this one did it or that one did it or C Murder did it or C Murder didn't do it. And there's a million different stories, man. And they didn't start lining up until I ran into Wango brother. And then all of the stories started sounding alike. And then I did my own research when I got out and sat in the second trial. And like I said, that's why I come to the conclusion that I come to.
Oh, so you was in attendance when he did a retrial?
Yeah, for the second trial. For the first one, I wasn't there. So for the second one, I was there.
Okay. You said back then you wanted to revenge it. As of today, 2025, where we at, April?
April.
How do you feel now?
Hey man, I don't want no revenge, man. I hope he get his soul right, bro. Wanting a revenge on any situation is like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die. You the one drinking the poison and you want somebody else to die. All that bitter and anger and hatred, and it ain't gonna change the situation that happened before that. And at the end of the day, as God who gives and takes life, or allow to give, and like everything happened for a reason. So I don't have no hatred in my heart. I ain't out for revenge or none of that. I wish he get his soul right, but before he meet his maker, bro.
How old were you when this happened with
Um,
Steve?
I was inside 19 at the time.
And he passed at 16, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you was 3 years older than him. Um, do you mind speaking on your time in 2002 when you were locked up?
No, I don't mind speaking on it.
What was the reasons and what was going on?
So I had joined the military, for those that don't know. I went to boot camp. You get out of boot camp, you go to what we call AIT school, advanced training. So within advanced training, I got good with this female, so to speak. And she was an exotic dancer. Whatever the case, we was cool, wasn't that type of party, but somebody violated her. So she came to me instead of going to the police because she felt that the police wouldn't believe her because she was a stripper or whatever the case. So I went to, I don't want to say avenger, but I went to like talk to dude. And then when I get there, he get irate, he pull a knife on me. And I have my weapon on me, so when he pull a knife, I disarm him, I take the knife, stab him, and shoot him, and then they said I did too much stuff to say it was self-defense. So that's why I got the time. And then saying I was in the military and I was trained and all of that stuff. So that's why I got attempted murder. Initially 16 years. It got cut to 12 for clemency. And then I end up doing an 8-piece. Is why I got shipped to the feds.
So for you being trained to serve the country and learn the techniques of survival, you winded up getting a attempted murder charge.
Yeah, but I looking back still like they were called blackout. But I didn't, man. I felt like my life was
Right.
but I did do too much stuff, and I admit to that here in my old age. Like I should have stopped when I had the upper hand, but like I said back then, all you know is go.
How did you do the time in prison? How was it for you, being that you was once in the military and now you was around convicted people that was not trained to be assassins, or what we should say, and around different type of people?
First 2 years is like I said before, bro. It's hard because you think you're gonna come home on the pills. And then growing up in New Orleans, like we used to being around felons. Not that that's right, but
Right.
somebody in the family got a case, something going on. So you're around the people, but you still feel out of place sometimes. And the funniest though is the last 2 years. So that's when I got shipped to Forest City. And then in there, like I say, is a brand new wave. It was a medium. It wasn't a pen no more. But you get in there, that's where I met Glenn Metz. That's where I met homie from your way, Pooh Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in the
Rest in
feds
peace,
with
Pooh
us.
Man.
Tootie down in Rio, the boy who killed, well, he ain't killed him, but he set up Young Greatness. He was in there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
didn't
was
know
in
that.
Forest City. And
Damn.
yeah, man, Jack Boy, since we was little out of Algiers, so I remember him too. But same thing, and so going in there was like different, cause you ready to go home, and then you see some of the same people that were like career criminals since LTI days, and it's like wow. And then here you think you different, but like you at the same path too, cause you let your anger get the best of you.
Did you have any fights in there?
In Leavenworth, yeah. In Forest City, no.
How many fights you feel you had while you was locked up? You
In
said 8
Leavenworth,
years.
yeah,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. Were you in the feds or in the parish for most of the time, or was it just the?
No, just the feds. I never was in the parish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you go into detail about why the judgment was granted?
Because dude was found guilty, and there's a bunch of stuff with the case that the public don't even know, bro. Like for 20 years, the family was quiet. Nobody wanted to talk. So I understand why people think dude innocent, because you only get what the hip hop world and what social media put out there. You don't get the truth. They don't get to see Wango's statement of testifying, of saying what really happened. They don't get to see Wine Flowers saying, yo, I was trying to derail the trial. They don't get to see none of that. All they get is, oh, the witness changed their story. And then even that, like I said, I talked to bro face to face, one-on-one. So I know the truth and what happened. So
And we talking about when you said talk face to face, you saying Wango.
not just Wango, the bouncer too, Peanut.
Okay.
So my first day home from jail, so he used to run with my cousin BJ on the West Bank too. And the whole story, what he said in the first and second trial, bro. Ain't nobody gonna make you say something and you say, oh, they made me say this. Twice, the exact same story, word for word. And if that's the case, you still not gonna tell that to me and my people. You ain't gonna come later, you would have told me and my people, hey, they made me say that. You're not gonna say, hey, this is what happened. And I had a personal relationship with dude too. He used to cut my hair. I don't know if y'all know he owned the, I don't think he owned it, but he was one of the barbers in the barber shop on the West Bank at the time. Yeah.
So just for the record, again, just to state, out of the money that was awarded, how much has been received?
$0.
So from you, and this is just something I want to know too. Shout out to Sam Eyes. I haven't said that yet. It's the one with the questions. He always come with it. In your heart or in your mind, do you think C Murder is guilty?
Yeah, and because of what I just told you. So Wango saying that C Murder pulled the trigger. C Murder was the only one that can get in the club with the gun because he the star. Everybody else get patted down or whatnot. So then after the fight was already done, and the same thing that this bouncer said, and him and Wango don't run in the same circles. Wango was a real gangster. Peanut played football. But he said that after the fight, he was like, yo, you got him, big dog, you got him. And as he murdered, stood over him, looking at him like this, and then like I'm looking to you, and then raised his shirt, pulls the gun, and shoot him. And his story was consistent, the first trial, the second trial, to me, man to man, to my parents, and to my cousin. So you could come later and say the police made you say this, the police ain't made you tell us this. So that's why I say it's the truth, those stories add up. And then with the Wine Flowers thing, with him saying that he did it or trying to take his charge initially, and then the DA was like, okay, you did it, we gonna accept your guilty plea. But you already serving a life sentence in Georgia, and you know, we all know how the game go. Or you got to L, take this body. So they was like, all right, if you did it, we got you, but we want the death penalty. And then dude, attorney, not even an hour later, called back and was like, look, he want to recant that. He ain't do it, yada, yada, yada. And they made him say it, like throwing them under the bus. Like I said, all this is in black and white. So that's the stuff that the world may not know. They only know what they see or what's presented in front of them. And I ain't mad at them. They misled and brainwashed, bro.
Do you believe he's shown any remorse or taken accountability?
Outright, no. Do I think internally? Yes. And the reason I'm saying that, because the people that I know in Angola, like I just told you, we all got somebody in the city in there. The people I know in Angola tells me that he's remorseful, that he's not the same person that you can see. Like, you know, like when the system break us, because yeah, even now I'm right. So So I do believe he is remorseful, but have he shown it to us? Like I said, bro, something as simple as an apology. Master P can apologize, but you can't apologize. That don't make no sense to me.
Right. So as of today, you still haven't spoken to C Murder directly.
No, it was always through someone or those NAACP people that Ron Haley do.
You mentioned you always hoping C Murder gets his heart right. What makes you believe his heart isn't right at this moment?
You're right. I don't know because I haven't talked to him, so it could be right.
Have you ever considered or have you ever prayed for him?
Yeah, bro. That's the reason I'm able to speak the way I'm speaking. The reason I'm different than my older brother. The reason I wasn't able to jump in front of camera at first, because it was all going to be cuss words and yell stuff and stuff that do more harm than good. So, but after praying, not just for myself and my family, but praying for dude too, I'm like, nah, we good.
Or do you feel or truly believe C Murder being locked up has the ability to pay the money that's been
Awarded?
Awarded. That's thank you.
Yeah.
Awarded to you?
I'm not sure, bro. I don't know like his financial situation. I hear the group is online, men and women. I hear they side of ain't no money left, ain't none. So I don't know. I don't know his situation. So I don't know if that's true or not.
Speaking of the group is online, I even had to text you and told you like the feedback from this last video we just did was crazy. Like, were you able to see it? Was you before I even reached? Did you even see the comments?
Yeah, I went through and read them, man. It's hard not to. So the OG, the big homie, Mr. Terrence Sevilla Williams, told me don't get caught up in the comments, right? Because that stuff will make you go crazy. But it's hard not to, bro. Right. So you gotta go through it, read it.
Was it nah? Even though I read them, you know, I get the alerts, so I see almost everyone that came. And I can kind of answer, but I'd rather you answer. Was there even some comments that made you feel good or motivated you? Yeah.
So what shocked me is like half of the people rock with me, bro. So that makes me not feel like what I'm doing is in vain. So I feel that the truth is gonna always prevail. So to have people that say, okay, that's understand, like that do feel good. And some is like a given, like my brother Masood, right? Muslim guy, real good brother. I just like Terrence. I don't speak religion. He know I'm a Christian, but he's an ex-police officer who's into the production stuff too. So he flew to New Orleans. He did a video on the C Murder segment. I don't know if they pulled it or what, but I did the anniversary of Steve Thomas, and I went into it. That was his original video.
And where can they look at that at?
You could go catch it on Trinity Team channel. I don't mind. It'll be the anniversary of Steve Thomas.
Outside of that, is there anything else you doing on your page? That's your YouTube page?
Yeah, that's the YouTube channel. So I got another my team. So my team is 3 Ps in a podcast. Check that out when y'all can too. That shows the human side of me, the characteristic side. So it's my homie Mike Lowry. He comes from I don't want to say a YN standpoint because he's more mature than that, but he's like early 30s. So he come from a standpoint of his era when we have certain topics, whether it be police brutality, whether it be politics. I'm coming from a Christian standpoint. And then we got my homegirl, Carmen, a.k.a. C Love, beautiful Hispanic girl. So it's coming, she's going to come from a single mom aspect. So we give you 3 different avenues of what we think about a subject. Sometimes they group up on me because I don't agree with them, because I'm going to tell you from a Christian standpoint, like they don't like Donald Trump. Me, I'm pro-Trump. I don't care who don't like it, but I'm also a believer that it's God who put people in those seats for elections. So either he personally elect them and get them nominated to be there for a reason, to do a job, or the laws of the land, we not following it. So he allows somebody that's not good to be in office until you turn to your repentant hearts and understand what it means to have God's grace and mercy and favor.
Okay.
Hey, my name is Naya Crowder, CryptoGeezy. I know he the best in Dallas, you feel me? Y'all better subscribe and tune in, you know.
Then walk off. That's all you gotta do. Let them see what they. There we go.
Hey, it's Jen, formerly known as Royalty DFW. I just want to shout out to CryptoGeezy. Y'all subscribe, like, and follow his page.
Hey, it's your girl Anya Monique, and I'm here to tell you that you need to go and subscribe to CryptoGeezy.
That's my dog.
We the mind, just like Goodfellas. Open her like a dresser. Gave her back, I could've kept her. She said I make her wetter. She want a cup, but I won't let her. Play about my money, lead them boys on a stretcher. Money on my mind, I'm just trying to get my check up.